Here's what's happening at Ewetopia Farms today. She's back in her home stomping grounds again. So this guy here is one of the rams I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you why we don't prefer this method.
We're spreading some fertilizer on the fields.
Hey, backed by popular demand, it's Lynn in her kitchen. You don't have any food on your shirt today, do you? So let's get started. Just doing chores this morning. The temperature's rising again. We had a really cold few days, but each day now it's getting hotter and hotter, and back to the sweating again. So we had a nice little break. We're in the leftover ewe barn right now. These were the ones where we had too much to put in the first group, so these are kind of the overflow. And this is what we call the skinny group that needed a little more condition. We've got enough for 2 small groups in each pen, like groups of 20 to 5 sheep in a group instead of 40. So we'll probably divide this Dorset group in half and put Hamish on one half and one of our sheriff rams on the other half. And these are the Suffolk ewes. And we could use Gladiator again, but he is getting older, so we worry about his fertility at this point. And we're not in an area where we can do fertility tests on our sheep. Like, we just don't have those kind of options here. So what I was thinking is this group would have about 20 in a group, and we have 2 really nice rams in the other pen. I'll go show you. And here we are in the other barn, and guess what? She's back in her home stomping grounds again. This is May. And because she was hopping pen to pen, she was late on getting her Glanvac 6 shot. So
I don't believe she got through that hole. She gets it on, but maybe she got through the hole.
she probably hopped in, because that's May.
She's there all night, so she's laying here.
So May missed her Glanvac 6 shot and got in with the young girls, and so she's in here even though she's older because she still needs her 2nd shot. And yeah, she's discovered her little habit of running in the feeder again, which isn't a huge deal because she's only 1 sheep. The deal happens if she hops into a ram pen, because on this side of the barn, it's all rams. And May is across, so she got bred by one of these guys. It wouldn't be the end of the world either. But we do like to know who the daddy is. So Alexander, with a lot of kerfuffle, will eventually now let you pick him up if you're feeding him. So the plan is to get him neutered, so we can get a lid on at least 1 cat. So this guy here is one of the rams I wanted to show you. He's one of our RRs. He's from Knockout. Hi, sweetheart. And I was thinking of using him. And where's the Gladiator one? Yeah, maybe it's him. No, that's, no. Hey, buddy. There he is. And then we have a Gladiator RR one too. Want to stand in front of him so his head goes up too so we can see him. Hey, bud. Go that way. Go see Arnie. There you go. That's a gladiator. So we thought, and he's an RR. So we thought on 2 small groups of 20, we could use 1 gladiator and 1 knockout of our own. We don't usually use lambs, but lambs have no problem with 20 ewes. Poor tomatoes are a mess. They're falling over. They're so heavy. We just used a whole bunch yesterday to make spaghetti sauce. Now we got a whole bunch more tomatoes, peppers, zucchini.
I might take this one to the Royal.
Whole bucket full. That's got to be heavy, isn't it? Show the bucket. There they all are.
Let's head to the market, hon.
You got to put them in the light.
Let's head to the market. Oh, we don't want to look at that one.
What one? Pretty nice catch. Today's haul. Too many. I just made a batch of spaghetti yesterday, so I'm gonna package up a bunch and bring them down to Aiden and Liam. They'll be happy to get those. So we went on a drive to get some groceries and just passed by a farmer who was doing what we call the snake baling, which is the wrapped hay just like ours, except they run it in a row along the field. And I just wanted to show you why we don't prefer this method. Ours is a little more expensive as far as buying the wrap, but the actual machine costs more for this type of wrapper. The machine's back here. It's the inline wrapper. It's quicker to wrap though. But this is the reason we don't like it. You see that at our farm it's stacked all by the barns, so it's really handy to get to. If we were to do this, you see how many bales we have. We have thousands, probably more than this guy has here. And look at how much space it uses on his fields. And farmland is very expensive. So you're losing all that farmland. And right now we're in the middle of summer, so it's dry. But every time you drive in here, you drive up to the bale, you pull one off, and you come out here every day or 4 times a day if it was us. And in mucky conditions, it very quickly turns into a quagmire of mud and debris out here. So it's just not practical unless you have like a scrub piece of land or maybe a concrete pad, but again, very expensive. So that's why we don't like it. And we get a lot of moldy bales, but if you can see back here as well, right at the back there, you see all those little chopped off ones. Those are all the ones that went bad for this farmer as well. So the point is, there's no right method or wrong method. There's a whole variety of methods, and believe me, none of them's perfect, so you do what works best for you. But you see, these bales are snaking all around this property, and yeah, it's a very expensive proposition. When in this area farmland's quite reasonable, it's about say $6,000 an acre, but there are properties out by near where Sandy Brock lives that you're paying $50,000 an acre for land, and you definitely couldn't, or you definitely don't want this stuff snaking all over land that's that expensive.
So we're spreading, it's the 3rd week in August, and we're spreading some fertilizer on the fields, potash and phosphate for alfalfa for the winter months. We've had good luck with that, so we do this every year. I'm driving right through the 3rd cut right now, And we're putting 150 pounds an acre on potash and phosphor. And in a month from now, we're going to cut this whole field off and bale it. So that's what we're doing today. This stuff's over a foot high right now already. And that's what we're putting on. So I got 55 acres to cover. Some people might say this is a little overboard, but we've had really good luck, and the alfalfa looks like $1 million, so I'm just keeping track. I don't have a GPS, so I'm kind of guessing it. But yeah, there's a lot of hay sitting here for third cut still to come off. We're just heading to another field. Spreading a little fertilizer. This is third cut. You can see how high it is. And we're going to drive right through it.
Okay, back by popular demand, it's Lynn in her kitchen trying to cook. So, tonight's dinner is going to be, I have to make up names because my meals are make-up. So we're going to call this Mexican flatbread pizza. Sounds good to me. Anyway, we start off with a parchment-lined baking tray. We put a flatbread down. I use naan actually because we really like naan, so naan is what I use for my flatbread, but you can use any type of flatbread you like. Then I take refried beans and I smear it all over the flatbread, just like a paste, like you just spread it on, and that would take the place of, say, a pizza sauce if you're doing pizza. Instead, you're doing refried beans. From here, we cook some ground beef, and we put crumbled ground beef over top of the refried beans. If you wanted to use chicken or any other kind of meat, or no meat at all, if you wanted to go vegetarian, that's okay too. But I was cooking ground beef today because I had lots of tomatoes, as you can see everywhere here. So I also decided to make a batch of spaghetti sauce, which is cooking away in here. I used tons of my own tomatoes in here, plus my peppers and my zucchini, as well as there's carrots, celery, onions, and the ground beef is in here as well. So that's just cooking away, and I'm going to freeze that. And because I had ground beef, I also poured a little bit of the leftover oil and the little crumbles for the dogs as a treat for them in their bowl as well. So there is a lot of use for all the ground beef today. So next what we do is we take some salsa. We like hot salsa, but again, you could use mild or medium. And we sprinkle that on top of the ground beef. That's what it would look like with the salsa on top of the beef. And then for the best part, I don't have my gimbal on, so I don't know how this will work out. But for this part, we take some grated mozzarella cheese and we sprinkle that over top, just like you would on a pizza. You can put on as little or as much as you want. But at our house, it's all about the cheese. Okay. I'll show you that shortly because you can't see anything but me, unfortunately. Okay, and then you take some grated nacho cheese. So basically all it is cheddar, mozzarella again, and some spices to make it hot, jalapeno peppers, Monterey Jack, that kind of thing. And you put that over top as well, just to give it that extra bite, because it is Mexican pizza, or Mexican flatbread, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that should be enough. So I'll show you that, what it would look like. So basically like that. And right now we're going to pop it in the oven. I put it at 350 until the cheese starts to melt and bubble and stuff. It's usually only about 10 minutes or so. So that's it in the oven. Arnie doesn't often ask for meals. He basically is happy with whatever you give him, as long as it's food. He likes things with cheese added, but otherwise he's very unfussy and really doesn't care what he's eating, and I can tell you that he doesn't even know the name of half the things he eats. But today, for some reason, he said, we haven't had those Mexican pizza things for quite a while. So I thought, aha, I guess I'll make that, because he seldom does a request. So we'll let that cook for 10 minutes and have a look at that then. And talking about things breaking down and Lynn not getting any equipment, this is the dial on my crock pot. It's broken. It's extremely old. It's got to be 30 years old, but still, it just broke. So Lynn may have to get something new if Arnie wants to keep on eating. So right now I was going to turn it off, but I unplugged it, and I'm going to dish that into containers and freeze the spaghetti sauce. We had some yesterday with pasta, but it was a little too watery with all the tomatoes. So today I went out and bought some tomato paste, which I didn't have, which I added to it. And I also added some more ground beef just to give it a little more substance. So I'm going to freeze that now, and we'll have that on some later day. So it looks like it made 4 meals worth of spaghetti sauce. I'm seeing it still looks a little runny. I'm wondering if I should have put even more tomato paste in it. Oh well, it tastes good. It's just not the consistency I really wanted it, but I guess taste is what matters. There we go. Spaghetti sauce, done. Cheese looks melted. So we're gonna take it out of the oven now. Arnie's here. So the next part is we sprinkle lettuce. Kind of an odd thing to put on, but you put lettuce over the entire thing.
What type of lettuce, huh?
Well, I actually prefer iceberg lettuce because it's a little crunchier, but you could use any type of lettuce, Arnie. Are you thinking of trying it?
No, I'm thinking I want your followers to get the full information.
I didn't think so.
Because this is not my crop people watching this.
Your crop people watched the crop video and you didn't even ask what they said.
I haven't had time yet, but I'm sure you'll tell me.
Okay, so you
What
put
next,
that
huh?
you put that on, and then I've taken a bunch of our fresh garden ripe tomatoes,
Off our own garden?
and you sprinkle those around here too. Now these are just cold diced up tomatoes, not cooked or anything. So it's kind of like you have a cold salad on top of the pizza. which may sound funny, but it actually tastes really good. And I learned this because when I lived in northern BC in a little tiny mining village called Houston, one thing they had up there, even though they didn't have too much way up there, was this log restaurant that cooked all types of pizzas. And they cooked Mexican pizzas. That was one of them, and it was their hot seller. And this is basically how they did it. So I kind of copied it from that. Okay, now this is the part Arnie really loves, where he can mangle it all up. We're gonna put on top of that sour cream in dollops.
And you know what the punchline is with this?
What?
If you're going to eat sour cream, just eat a little less and get the full fat.
That's right, just a little less. That's Arnie, right. Remember that point. And you don't have any food on your shirt today, do you? No. You just dollop some sour cream on. You don't have to. You could use Greek yogurt or nothing at all. But to go with the Mexican feel, I think the sour cream is suitable. And if you had guacamole, that would be really nice on top of there too. We don't have any of that, but then that would make it perfect.
How's that, babe?
It's your dinner. You can make it how you want it. And what are we going to go do now?
I'm going to watch my favorite show, Mad Men. What's it called? No.
Yes, Mad Men.
Mad Men. That's a great show.
It is. And that is what we're going to do. So, we're going to take our meals and go eat.
One more thing.
Oh.
We got to do the little prayer thing.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the supper, then. Well, I'm kind of hoping that he's not abusing my use. I always learned at a young age that no's no. Buddy. Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting out on the back deck in my little lit up porch. And if you listen carefully in the background, all you hear are the crickets. Today was kind of a mismatched day with farm work interspersed with personal stuff, with some more farm work. We were kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff, and that's typical for farm life. Not every day is one big task. More often than not, it's a whole bunch of little things that you just have to get done. So I'd like to thank you all for sticking with us and joining us today. And I really hope that you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Until then, bye for now.